except for one. This is markers in a shoebox saved from a trash bag. Stop! You're gonna break my... But I couldn't breathe out the words. You're gonna break my arm again. My bones were still twisted from last summer's fall. Off the landlord's two-story wall, landing beside the cement steps from my crack and cry in the neighbor's driveway below. And when they cast it with plaster, my 3-year-old elbow joint. They left white stuck under the arm of my little red sundress. It was my favorite, but they threw it away. They say that's what you do with the mess. Stop! You're gonna break! But he cut off my begging with, you're darn right I'm gonna break you. I'll beat you to a pulp and punch your teeth through your jaw. You push all our buttons and we barely tolerate you at all. Stealing markers from the trash that day was my sin. And the state the house was in was emptier from spring cleaning. Icy wind through open windows let the child ghosts in. And I giggled with them under the curtains in the dining room. And then I saw it. Trash bags slumped in the corner, stuffed and stacked high like a mountain. But it was my shoebox of markers that really stole my attention. They were just sitting there in the open mouth of a trash bag. I peeked in, rolling my hands along the colored barrels. Colors have always been my favorite colors. He came so fast to the back door, though, and I flew away, not touching the floor, taking the steps 2 by 2, ducking into my room. I curled with the paper poems I hoarded in the corner, but corners aren't safe when they get you cornered. My hands covered my head, body folded between wall and bed, eyes squeezed tight, not expecting a fight, but a massacre. So I waited for stomping shoes to arrive. I waited for those seconds to pass by, and I waited. My father has the spiritual gift of preaching, but he never became a pastor. He believed a pastor had to have his household under control, and his oldest was stealing markers from the trash at 4 and gave them a grandson at age 14. He couldn't be a pastor with a kid like me, so he managed a Wendy's, ran a paper route with my pregnant mom, fixed 4 Pintos, translated the New Testament for a few bucks a week, all with his Ivy League history degree and master's in theology from Dallas Theological Seminary. But he couldn't be a pastor, so they were always frustrated, and it was always about me. So those seconds passed by, and those stomping shoes arrived. His knuckles came down hard. Then he dragged me by my elbow from floor to bed so he could hit me better. Ball fists that hurt still coming down. He was always good at pinning my arms with one hand and punching with the other. Stop, I screamed. He slapped my wet cheek, and then he stopped. I picked up my head and through wet hair and hot eyes saw my mother sitting there, her jeans crossed at her thighs. She wasn't going to save me. I didn't expect her to. Last week, she beat me with a brush for taking toys out the back door, and let me remind you, I was 4. And then, me breathing hard, clawing at hair covering my face, a hand sealed across my mouth and nose. That fear of drowning in my own body is the last thing I remember from that spring cleaning, tendon torn Saturday morning.